What's up, everybody? Today we're unboxing Apple's brand new 15-inch MacBook Air with the latest M5 chip and the midnight color. In Apple lingo, midnight means black or close to it. So this is the bigger brother. This is the bigger MacBook Air, and right away this thing looks like the laptop for people who want that thin and light Air design, but with a larger display and a little more room to breathe for work, editing, streaming, school, and everyday use. And on paper, this thing is loaded. We got a 15.3-inch Liquid Retina display, the latest M5 chip, 16 gigabyte unified memory standard, 512 gigabyte SSD standard. But you can go up to 32 gig memory and up to 4 terabyte of storage. So in this video, we're going to do a full unboxing, check out the design, go over every major spec, talk about what's new, and figure out whether the 15-inch MacBook Air M5 is actually worth the money. The 15-inch model start at $1299 US, and unlike the 13-inch base model, it comes with a full M5 setup with 10-core CPU and 10-core GPU. Let's get into the unboxing. All right. Oh well. Hey, don't judge me. Oh, this thing is heavy. This is heavier than I was expecting. Guys, I've owned the M1 MacBook Air. I hated the teardrop design on the Intel one. And when they switched to this design, I fell in love with it. And honestly, I wanted a Pro, but you know, rumor has it the new Pro coming up with that OLED display. So I spend all the money now, so I can wait. And if the Pro comes out later this year and I like it, I can just trade this in and get me a Pro. Because I do want Thunderbolt 5, but unfortunately, I gotta settle down for the Thunderbolt 4 in this. All right, anyway, let's get to the unboxing. Okay, so again, Apple fashion, nothing has changed much, guys. Always clean, simple, minimal. White box with the outline of the device right on it. I don't know if they always put the color. Like I said, this thing is a little bit heavier than I was expecting. So it gives you all the specs here, as you can see right on top. And again, Apple fashion. We're gonna go ahead and do our little strip. All right, let's get into the box. Apple keeps it clean as usual. Front of the box, nice product shot, minimal branding, classic Apple presentation. Nothing over the top, nothing crazy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and flip it and pull out our little magical green tabs. Nice and smooth. Flip it over and let gravity do the work. Beautiful. Okay. And now we present the product with the pull tab. Pull this, put it to the side. And no more stickers, guys. Fortunately, designed by Apple in California. And we got ourselves a little tiny little charging brick. If I can get it out. Those. All right, and that's it for the box. Get it out the way. And let's take a look at the pièce of the resistance. Okay. Now let's talk about the hardware. So, this thing is slick, beautiful. Let me kill some of the lighting here. Hold on. This is nice. You're the fingerprint magnet, but this is absolutely beautiful. Wow. Okay, so on the side, you got your MagSafe 3 port, 2 USB Thunderbolt 4, nothing in the back, nothing in the front, and then on the side, you have your audio jack. Okay. The one finger lift up. Oh man, thing powered up instantly. Wow. You got your humongous trackpad. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Move this to the front. Thank you. All right. Let me turn off the light a little bit. Appreciate the keyboard, the backlight. I wish these things were touchscreen, guys. I would love it. But so yeah. So all right. So one of the biggest advantage of the MacBook Air, it's still here. So it is fanless. That means no fan noise, no spinning up and down under load and light work. So it's a totally silent design. Now let's talk about the hardware. The 15-inch MacBook Air is still ridiculously thin for a laptop this size. Apple listed at 0.45 inches thin, 13.40 inches wide, and 9.35 inches deep, and it weighs 3.3 pounds. So even though this is the larger Air, it's still very portable. It's not a chunky machine. It's the kind of laptop you can throw it in a backpack every day and not hit your life for it. And one of the biggest Air advantage is still there. It doesn't have no spinning fans. That means you don't have to worry about your fan spinning up and down based on load. So it's basically a totally silent design. Apple specifically described it as a thin, light, and completely silent fanless design, which is a big deal for people who work in quiet spaces, record voiceovers, or just don't want a laptop screaming at them doing basic tasks. Oh, well, it just when I get going. All right, relax. Oh, Siri, we're busy here. All right, so build quality looks exactly like what you expect from Apple. Aluminum unibody, clean edges, big glass trackpad, and that simple MacBook Air look that still holds up. The keyboard is Apple backlit Magic Keyboard with Touch ID, full height function keys, ambient light sensor, and the Force Touch trackpad. Now, the main reason a lot of people will buy a 15-inch Air instead of a 13-inch is the screen. This is a 15.3-inch Liquid Retina display with a 2880 by 1864 resolution at 224 pixels per inch, and it hits 500 nits of brightness, which it also supports 1 billion color. For productivity, this brighter screen is honestly one of the best part of the whole machine. You get more space for split screen apps, bigger timelines and video editing, more room for spreadsheets, more comfortable web browsing, and it just feels less cramped. If you love the Air but always thought the 13-inch felt a little tight, the 15-inch fixes that. All right, guys, welcome back to the second part of this unboxing and review of the MacBook Air. And I'm sorry in advance if I keep saying MacBook Pro. I guess that's where my heart was. I wanted a MacBook Pro, but didn't want to pay the price for it for the M5, especially when there are rumors of an OLED version coming out by the end of this year. So, but again, it's just rumors and just my opinion. This is nothing official coming from Apple when it comes to that. I mean, we already know we have a iPad Pro with OLED, So eventually we think it's gonna trickle down, or for better words, trickle up to the MacBook series, and it will be a welcome addition. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Retina displays are great, but we kind of need to move on from that. They've been around for quite a few years now, so yeah. So as you can see in front of us is the almighty MacBook Air. Came a long way. It's been 5 years since I've owned a MacBook. But the M1 MacBook Air, once they switched to that design, because I hated the teardrop design of the original Air. I hated that design. And yeah, so, and after that, I think I did about a year with that one, and then ended up selling it. And I've never owned a MacBook ever since. So, all right, real quick. So let's just talk design, right? It's nothing crazy. Apple is not reinventing the wheel here. It's almost the same design I've been trickled down since the M series. It's very thin. Oh, so I have a case on this. I always put a case on this because this gets scratched pretty easy, guys. Especially if you're towing it in backpacks, especially with backpack with other hard materials in there, that's gonna scratch the crap out of your MacBook. Just give you a heads up. If you can, yeah, definitely get your cover. It will add some weight to it. Remember, this is a 15-inch that's already weighed 3.3 pounds. As a matter of fact, I just used my scale and weighed this thing with the case. Yeah, it's 3.82 pounds. So it added an additional 0.5 pound on the MacBook Air already. So yeah, this is almost clocking at 4 pounds. So yes, this is heavy. Actually, already my hand just holding it like that. It is super heavy with the case on, but small price to pay for protection. But again, it's your money, it's your product. You may don't want it. It's up to you. But I like to protect my investment. It's not cheap now. And what else? So yeah. So again, like I said, this thing is ridiculously thin for a laptop this size, right? Again, if you look at the dimensions, so the Apple listed at 0.45 inches thin, 13.4 inches wide, and 9.35 inches deep. Again, like I just mentioned earlier, it had a weight of 3.3 pounds. So yeah, so even though this is the larger Air, it's still very portable. You know what I'm saying? You throw it in a backpack. You know, it's not. I remember back in the day, I used to own the 17-inch HP Pavilion, whatever you call these things. These were bricks, man. These were monsters. I still own a Panasonic CF31. Trust me, that right there, that's a monster. So those weigh a lot. So, but again, like I said, it's still very portable, another chunky machine. So it's a kind of laptop you can throw in a backpack every day and don't hate your life for it. So, yeah. So one of the biggest advantages of the Air compared to the Pro series, it is fanless, right? So you're not worried about any fan kicking in, which can bring noise into your environment, but also heat. But don't get me wrong, it will throttle if you push it. Okay, so again, so let's so like I said, so we got no spinning fan and nothing. So we're gonna open this thing up. Boom. As you can see, it gets unlocked to my watch, which is a cool addition. Like I said, I didn't know they could do that. That shows you how long I haven't had a Mac. So yeah. So I can say I'm on the landing page for the MacBook Air as we speak. And like I said, the build quality, it's exactly what you expect from an Apple product. Okay, it's an aluminum unibody. You have clean edges. You still got I love the glass trackpad. You never worry about this thing getting shiny over time, like those plastic, the ones from those Windows laptop. So that one thing you don't have to worry about. And yeah. So, and then again, simple MacBook Air look that still holds up to this day. So if it ain't broke, don't change it. So the keyboard again is still the Apple. Let me turn this light off so you can see it. It's still the Apple backlit Magic Keyboard, and you still got your Touch ID on top here. And then like I said, you got your full height full height function keys with ambient light sensor, and then again, like I mentioned, the forced touch trackpad. A couple changes they made, and I guess from me having on a MacBook in so long, so I lose in the top row. In the top row, you lose the keyboard brightness function. Right now, it's located right here on. If I can see it closer, it's right here on top. Right there, you got to tap on here, and then you can go ahead and use the slider to make the keyboard brighter. So you can see that's a lot brighter than before. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that part because I wanted that thing to be a function on the fly. And then when you're looking at what they replaced it with, it makes no sense. So, all right, so you still have your volume up and down and mute, which is, thank God. Actually, guys, in case you probably noticed, yeah, there's a film, there's a little cover, plastic, a see-through, a clear cover on the keyboard. I usually do that in all my MacBooks. I may take this one off. I think the last time I did it, it kept leaving residue on the screen when I close it. So although I recommend a case for protection, I do not recommend this. Again, I've had it. I was trying to see if it holds up, but I'm probably gonna take it off. So, but again, it's just to protect, you know, if you got a dirty finger and stuff like that, or you gotta just clean this up instead of keep messing with the keyboards. But again, so in case you notice that, so that's what it is. It's a cover, and the only thing that's uncovered is just for obvious reason the Touch ID. Before the Touch ID, I had everything. The old one I had, everything was covered up. Okay, so yeah, so going back, let's check this out. So okay, all right, so you got your volume up, volume down, and your mute button. You got your media function, play, pause, and next. And next and backwards or forward, whatever you call this. Then you have this. So this here, right, the little half moon, half crescent. So if you tap it, it changes your. Oh, hold on 1 second. I gotta take this. There you go. As you can see, it will pop up. See, the do not disturb. You put it, which is cool because what I notice now with this. Again, I'm not doing a deep dive into the software, but yeah, it's so much more connected to your phone, and so give you like a phone-like vibe, right? A lot of things on your phone now, it's showing up. Okay, I know your iMessage, usually you can take phone calls from it, but it's more integrated now than before, right? So yeah, so I feel like this is unnecessary, but it's there now, so it's probably what to replace, because I think this used to be where the function for the keyboard lighting used to be. So they kind of removed that, replaced it with a bunch of crap. Now you have I thought that was like a mute, but I just remember that the mute is right here, but this is not a mute. I thought it was just to a voice, but yeah. But if you tap here, all right, so I'm gonna tap right now. If you tap here, it brings this. So, do you want to enable dictation? Dictation. Oh my God. So, and other gimmicky stuff. So, I don't think I'll ever use that. So, big pass. And of course, the other one here is for your spotlight. Boom. Okay. All right. Okay. And then the usual. I think this always used to be there, so you can clear all your windows and bring it back. And then of course your screen brightness, which is located here. And then the usual escape button on the top left. So, but yeah, to me, they could have just leave the keyboard brightness right there and just get rid of these three functions, because I don't think they are that necessary. All right, so the display. Obviously, I know it's not, you can't judge a display from your screen, but so okay, so display, right? So one of the main reasons people like the MacBook Air, or one of the reasons you may go for the 15-inch than the 13-inch, is the screen real estate, right? Now you got 15.3-inch Liquid Retina display with a 2880 by 1864 resolution at 224 pixels per inch, and it is 500 nits of brightness, which is pretty good. All right, which is also support 1 billion colors, P3 white color, and true tone. So it does look sharp. It is sharp, colorful, and bright enough for most indoor use. Outdoor, not so much. Not so much. I'm going to tell you right now. So, and again, for productivity, this bigger screen is honestly one of the best part of this whole setup here. So you get more space for split screen apps, bigger timelines and video editing, and again, more room for spreadsheet and more comfortable web browsing. So instead of just feeling cramped when you're using those 13 or 14-inch laptop. So, but again, if you love the Air but always thought the 13-inch felt a little tight, so there you go. Apple will just answer your prayers. So again, Apple even positioned the 15-inch model as the version with more screen real estate for multitasking, and they right about that. All right, so to get to the heart of the system, right? So we got an M5 chip, right? So, and because we have the 15-inch, we have the 10-core CPU. Okay, we got with 4 super cores and 6 efficiency cores, and then we have a 10-core GPU compared to the 8-core GPU that you have in a 13-inch. Okay, and that has a 16-core neural engine and then 153 gigabit per second memory bandwidth. You got hardware accelerated ray tracing and a media engine that support H.264 and HEVC, ProRes RAW plus AV1 decode. So that's some serious spec sheet, for a machine with no fan. And that's why I said, don't push it because it will get hot and will really, really throttle. But yeah, so again, the M5 brings the fastest CPU and next generation GPU, again, with new accelerator in each core, which claim with 4 times faster AI tasks than the previous MacBook Air with the M4. So again, of course, that whole AI, which we're gonna see in a minute here, should mention, because AI on everything. So again, you got I don't know why they're going back comparing this to the MacBook Air M1. So it's 9.5 times faster than the M1, 4 times faster than the M4. That's crazy. But oh yeah, battery life, right? 18 hours. Oof. Listen. They ain't lying. They ain't lying. Honestly, I've been taking this around town. Nothing, no out of town trip yet, and I've never took the charger with me. Never. As long as I make sure I have a full charge. If I'm above 70%, I'm good. Right? 70% above, I can take it anywhere because I know it will last for whatever I need it to. Okay. So again, built for AI. You already know. We're living in the AI era right now, so everything is AI, and Apple's really pushing that Apple Intelligence. So I don't care for it. It is what it is. If you're into the AI, then yeah, that may be for you. All right. So yeah. So okay, and then what else? So we know we got 2 Thunderbolt on the side. Turn the light back on. You can see. All right. So we have a 2. Hold on. All right, it's probably really hard to see here. Focus here. So we have a 2 Thunderbolt on the side here with a MagSafe and a headphone jack on the right. So on the left side, there's a Thunderbolt 4, not 5. You can only get the 5 if you go with the MacBook Pro. which I'm so bummed about because I wanted the Thunderbolt 5, but I guess I have to be patient for it. And so like I said, we touched on the battery. Like I said, I've tested it. It is absolutely amazing. I don't use the charging brick that Apple had. I have my one. I have a 65 watt that I use already. So I don't really care about the specs for that. It's still in the box that it came with. I have a 65 watt and I have a 100 watt charging brick that from Anchor. So I'm good with that. And then I haven't done any video calls on it to check the camera. I know it does have a 12 megapixel center stage camera, but I haven't tested that yet. The speakers are okay. They're not as good as the MacBook Pro because as you know, the MacBook Pro has the speakers sitting here facing up, and these supposedly right down the side. I don't even know where this thing's at. Yeah, but the speakers are meh. Alright, good for a laptop, but not great. And then finally, so okay, again, like I said, I went through. Oh, let me show you guys a quick. So again, support the fast Wi-Fi 7. So I just did a test. As you can see, I had the 7. I got a AT&T fiber, so 1 gig up, 1 gig down. Upload speed could be better. It's fine, but look at the download speed, pretty crazy. And if we go to Wi-Fi, man, pretty similar. Not the whole 700. I got 607 download and 173 upload. So we're gonna go ahead and hit. Let me refresh that and run another test. Let's see. So and I do have Wi-Fi 7. Ooh, look at these numbers. Oh, now you're showing out now. Oh, okay. Okay. You know what? Yeah. I like that. All right. Well, let's see how the upload's gonna be. Oh. You really showing out. Okay. All right, guys. This is live, man. Well, not live, but you see, it can make this up. There's some crazy speed. This thing is fast. Oh my God. Yeah. Again, going to one more look. It's showing out for you guys. 938.69 down and 775.84 up. Crazy speed, man. So I love it. Okay, so I don't make this thing too long. So who is this thing for? As a matter of fact, I think this is the best of both. Listen, the MacBook Air is amazing. I was gonna get a Neo, but then when I look, I'm like, $600. Yeah, sounds good, but nah, I'm used to the Air. Let me get my MacBook Air, and I've not regretted this decision of getting the Air. So again, I can't recommend this enough. Again, this is not a cheap. It's not affordable, but if you're on a budget, if you want something similar to this, even on the Windows category, it's gonna cost you some money. It's gonna cost you some money, guys. So, but yeah. So, all right. So who is this for? All right. Honestly, this is like a sweet spot, mic for a lot of people. If you want a big display, strong battery life, silent operation, and enough power for editing photos, handling lots of tabs, office work, school, coding, content consumption. You can watch YouTube all day if you want to. It doesn't matter. And if you're into creative work, and without paying MacBook Pro money, this is probably the one, right? It gives you a larger screen, better speaker setup, while staying way thinner and lighter than most 15-inch laptops. So, well, I think the MacBook Pro still make more sense is for people who need more ports, right? And that can and have heavy pro workload, that need the active cooling because they're gonna push those CPUs and GPU to their max, okay? And or higher end display because technically the Pro have a bit more brighter display, But for most normal users, the 15-inch Air is starting to look like the smarter buy, right? Large display. You still got a 10-core GPU on the 15-inch model. You got fast wireless, strong battery life, and again, a very clean specs floor with 16 gig of RAM and 512 gigabyte storage, which I'm gonna take a look right now about this Mac. Boom. All right, so we can look at the specs. So we got M5, 16 gigabyte. So yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, and like I said, beyond that, like I said, this is the one, guys. This is the one. So, all right, this is where I'm gonna stop this video. And like I say, I'm enjoying this. Again, I haven't really pushed it to its full limit. As far as like and I don't think I ever will. I'm not gonna do no editing on this unless I really have to. I did install some of my favorite apps so far on here, but yeah. So that's gonna be my traveling buddy, and also my go-to when ish hit the fence. Hey, if you guys like this video, let me know which MacBook you are running, Pro, Air, Neo, whatever, float your boat. Let me know down in the comment below, and like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.